Welcome to the Monday live stream. Holy smokes, we are starting this stream off on fire. Joe Campbell and Free Joe Exotic, welcome back to the Dream Team. Also, Free Joe Exotic with the $50 super chat pre-stream. Thank you, I appreciate it. We got a few minutes for people to roll in here, so use that time to hit the like button. Share out the stream if you want to, I'd appreciate it. And no agenda today. Whatever you all want to talk about, we can talk about. Fish related, obviously. So ask your fish questions between me and the experts in chat. We'll be able to get them answered. And yeah, did I say hit the like button? I don't know if I did, but hit the like button. Also, I posted a poll yesterday, so if you could go and vote on that. Basically lemon tetras or lemon tetras or glow light tetras, and lemon tetras were way out in front, but now glow light tetras are making a comeback. So I appreciate the vote. It'll help me decide what I'm going to do. Now that's a cool aquascape. Yes, and I forgot who sent me this because I am a jerk, but this is one of my favorite types of tanks. Not just because it has these trees and like moss clumps on the limbs. I just like that it's pretty haphazard, right? There's all kinds of different plants. They're all over the place, mixed in with each other. You got moss in the gravel. It's just really cool. Really cool. And not to mention the Corridoras Adolphi. Oh, excuse me. Daryl Deemer's here. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. Ruby tetras are not an option. Since I'm going to be buying a big school of tetras, I went with something that's a little less expensive, like the lemon tetra or the glow light tetra. Fish Tank Barn with the $1 super chat. Thank you. We are 1,000 subscribers away from me eating my very first pie. Should be interesting. Hi, Bob. Can you talk about doing water changes in winter and possible impact of microbubbles causing stress? So Jerry, I don't think that the micro bubbles are going to cause stress as well. I guess they would, because what happens is the micro bubbles can actually get stuck in their gills and suffocate. I don't know why I just did that. Like I'm pointing to my gills that I don't have. But it can cause your fish to suffocate. Normally, this is not going to happen on larger fish. Obviously, they're micro bubbles, but say like Rasboras here, or even the pseudomcgill fricata here is probably small enough to have that happen. So that's what you got to be aware of with the micro bubbles. And of course, if a fish is struggling to breathe, then it's going to be pretty stressed out. But that's the only thing I'd worry about with micro bubbles is that if you see it like building up on your fish, then I would stop. I would throw in air stones and just kind of help disperse all those little micro bubbles. But yeah, it is kind of weird how it only happens. I'm sure there's some scientific reason why that only happens in the winter, but it happens to me here too. It's just pressurized water. But yeah, it never happens in the summer when it's warm out. Have you decided what type of pie? If not, it should be a poll. Yeah, we'll put up I'll put up a poll of pie that I would try. Like I'm never gonna eat pumpkin pie no matter what, because pumpkin's stupid. But like, I don't know, raspberry, apple. I don't know. I have some people in here I haven't seen in a while. Unholy Orders. Hello. Timbo's Tanks with the $5 super chat says Bolivian Ram, stir by Corey's, Coolie Loaches, and yellow zebra pleco and a 40 breeder. Parameters are perfect, he says. 8.0 pH and 78 degrees. Any idea why only Corys keep dying? Stir-by Corys are very, very durable, very hardy. I wonder if possibly your Bolivian Rams are spawning, and this is the only time that Bolivian Rams will be aggressive is if they're spawning, and a Corridor comes over to their spawning area. They will get pretty aggressive in guarding that spawning area. That's the only thing I can think of. Otherwise, I've seen Corridoras, stir-bys. Uh-oh, what happened? That was weird. I've seen stir-by Corridors breed in 9 pH, so 8 pH is nothing for them. That It's the only thing I can think of is what's going on. You also want to make sure that they're actually eating as well. So a lot of people starve out Corridoras and they die off slowly over time because they're just throwing in flakes and not specifically feeding them. So make sure they're getting some food too. Steenfott Aquatics, I noticed there's a thin layer of what seems to be oil or something that's on my tanks. What do I do? Add an air stone. So that's just usually it's like calcium buildup or some type of mineral buildup on top of your water. So you need something to so like on this tank here, you're not seeing it because it's going through the filter and it's aerating it. So you just need to aerate the surface water a little bit, and you'll get rid of that film. It's not too dangerous, but it can potentially stop like the exchange of oxygen and CO2. So it could be an issue. So just add an air stone. Honestly, we all should have air stones in our aquarium anyways. Sean says, hey, I think I can keep Buenos Aires with tiger barbs and a 46. Well, I think Buenos Aires might be able to hold up with tiger barbs, depending on what size you're buying them at. But it should be all right. Carol Cox with the $20 super chat says, do you know of chloramines causing problems in cycling aquariums? Is it harder to cycle a tank with low pH? Carol, I have chloramines in my water and chlorine. And I have the same water as you, and I've never noticed it being any harder. Like it's not slower, it's not faster. It's just been pretty standard for cycling aquariums. So chloramine specifically, I don't know. Also using things like Safe and Prime that are basically making chloramines inert. You know what I mean, but. Yeah, I haven't noticed a difference, and I'm pretty sure we have like the exact same water. So I wouldn't blame it on chloramines if you're having an issue cycling a tank. Cold water is richer in gases. Interesting. My vote is pizza pie. I've been working on building my own pizza. I haven't found a good sauce yet, though. I will gladly take any sauce suggestions from people who build their own pizza. I've got all the other materials, and all my other materials taste pretty good, but I've been having a hard time with the sauce. All right, I do want to talk about my new fish room. It is being built right now. It is going to be 8 feet by 15 feet by 9 feet high. So I'm going to be able to go up pretty high with my tanks. And I'm going to be going a different direction. So everyone kind of knows me as the Rainbowfish guy. It's what I've kept for the last 5 years since I've been on YouTube. There's Candy. Someone was asking about you earlier, Candy. I don't know who. I don't know how long ago, but they asked, has anyone heard from Candy? And I missed some super chats here. Joel twice with the $1 super chats. Thank you for the $2, my friend. I appreciate it. So what I'm going to be doing, I feel like, I'm rebuilding, I'm starting over. It's going to be a good chance to try something new. So I'm still going to keep Rainbowfish. I have... I was dinking around today in my fish room, and I've got 4 to 5 different species that I'm going to keep. But outside of that, I think I'm going to go into Corridoras. And I've talked about this in the members-only stream, so it's no surprise to them. Speaking of which, we'll probably have another stream this Thursday, since I'm going to be gone on Saturday. Can't do it on Saturday this week. But I'm thinking Corridoras. I don't know. I don't think I've mentioned that in the regular stream, so there you go. That's my secret. Somebody asked if I have moved. I have not moved yet. I am just renting out someone else's garage and building there. I still don't know if I'm going to be able to stay here, if I'm going to have to move. It's still kind of up in the air as the house goes through probate and things like that. So yeah, obviously the ideal situation is for me to stay here, and then I would have another fish room that I'm renting out somewhere else, which would be ridiculous. But you know what? I got a plan for the worst, and that's what I'm doing, and that's why I'm building a fish room somewhere else. And Curtis Schindler with the $1 super chat. Thank you, buddy. So yeah, I'm gonna do Corridoras. I want to get into them pretty hardcore. So a lot of my racks are going to be built for breeding Corridoras. Not that that's any different than breeding any other species. It's going to be 40 breeders, 20-gallon tanks, 10-gallon tanks for the fry. And most of the 40s will be my rainbows and things like that. And then the 20s will be used for breeding Corridoras. I haven't really narrowed down the species. I kind of want to roll through them. So I'm going to do some of the easy ones like stir-by, peppered. I want to get into the dwarf species like the habrosis and the pygmy. UPS, you're living the dream. Welcome back to the team. The dream team. Wait, UPS, you're living the dream. Joins the dream team. I guess you have to be on the dream team if you're living the dream. Only pandas. I do want to try pandas. I feel like it's going to be a new location. I've never had good luck with panda Corridoras where I'm at right now. So hopefully, not that it's going to be any different. Well, it is well water, so maybe. Orange lasers, yes. CW 101, you know, they're like $120 each, so probably not. You know, that's like a million subscriber fish. When I get to 1 million subs, then I'll be able to afford that fish. Christian, the $5 super chat says, is baby brine shrimp a good alternative to vinegar eels when it comes to feeding wild betta fry? So I'm not a betta expert at all, but I know a lot of betta breeders do use baby brine shrimp. So maybe someone in chat can give us a better answer. I've just seen it done. I've never done it myself. So whether it's better or worse, you know, it couldn't help to, or it couldn't hurt to have an alternative. Then so I would try it. Stu says, just got a couple orange lasers today. Yeah, so it's pretty much like my goal is, you know, maybe I bring in and thank you for the $5 super chat. We'll keep an eye on chat and see if anybody has a better answer than I do, than just saying I've seen other people do it. The orange Venezuelans are going to be a good one. Why the change to Corey's, Bob? I just want to do something different. You know, I've been doing rainbows for so long now. I think this is a good, and I'm still going to do rainbows. It's just not going to be on the same level. Like as I've been taking down my fish room, I mean, I have 20 to 25 species of rainbow fish. I'm probably going to be down to like just a dozen of like the rarer species I have that are like proven, you know, lineage to, you know, Gary Lang or some of the other experts. So Free Joe Exotic with another $50 super chat says, let's get to 1 million. I'm pretty sure he's talking about super chats. So we've got $999,900 to go for the, you know, no pressure, people. No pressure. Thank you, Free Joe Exotic. I appreciate it. And again, thank you for rejoining the Dream Team. Multi-Jacker with the $10 super chat. Hey, Bob, happy Monday. What do you think of this combo? Kamaka Rainbowfish. I like it. Black Ruby Barbs. Awesome. Pandagaras. Awesome. And a Zigzag Eel in a 75-gallon. That sounds like a ton of fun, my friend. Black Ruby Barbs. This is a fish that I actually keep. I have maybe like 10-ish. And they were actually spawning today, which was really cool. I've never seen them spawning ever. And I saw them spawning today. Unfortunately, they're in my 240-gallon with like 50 rainbow fish and angel fish. So nothing's going to survive. But it was still pretty cool to see them spawning. I might, if Danny ever comes and picks up her tank, I might separate those and try to spawn them just because I've never spawned black ruby barbs before. So that might be kind of fun. John says, can you put an Amazon puffer in with emerald Corridoras? Yep. Amazon puffers are pretty friendly. However, they're one of those fish that do like to be in groups. That's I've been finding this out more and more as I do more research on them. It's definitely not it's one of those fish where you either want to keep one or you want to keep like 6. Don't keep like 2 or 3 because that could cause problems. Is Jeff Rose here? What's up, Jeff Rose? Also, if you're asking questions and I don't see it, feel free to keep asking. It's not annoying. You're not going to get banned for spam if it's a question, and hopefully I will get to it. Any advice for a Mountain Man Aquatics says, any advice for a beginner YouTuber? I'm a dad who's out of work and has 2 kids, and we all love fish and want to share with others. Suggestions, advice, comments? Well, you need to, I would come up with a goal of why you want to do YouTube. Like, what are you doing with YouTube, and what is your goal? You know, a lot of people are just like, oh, I'm doing this just for fun. And that's usually the case. And then they start getting traction. And then it turns to, ooh, I want to get sponsors. I want to make money. You know, so I guess what I'm trying to say is be realistic with what you want and what you're trying to get out of YouTube. If you're just trying to kill time, then just have fun with it. Just do whatever you want. But if it's something you want to take serious, know that it can take years to gain traction, and then you have to be really consistent. So if it's something you want to do full time and take seriously, be consistent. However many videos you can do, whether it's one a week or one a month, make sure you're sticking to them and being consistent, and you're actually releasing. You know, a lot of people are like, and I've been guilty of this too. I'm going to do like 5 videos a week, and then I still only do 1 video a week. So just be realistic. But if we're just starting out, I mean, just have fun, see how it goes. And it is a lot of fun. There is a really good community already. So yeah, I guess it just really depends on what you want out of YouTube. Kelly Foreman with the $5 super chat says, for the fish room, thank you, I appreciate it. There's something else I wanted to say about the fish room, but I don't remember. Ron Foss, fish housekeeper. I have 15 Corridora pygmaeus and a dozen habroses in quarantine as we speak. The habroses are going in the rainbow tank. Steam tanks if there ever was. Yeah. Yep, Corridoras and rainbows. I mean, Corridoras, apistos, and rainbows are like my favorite fish. So me like transitioning from rainbows to Corridoras is really not that far-fetched. I mean, kind of did it with apistos and just didn't have very good luck finding good apistos. However, we still have our cockatoides, Danny and I. So hopefully we'll get those firing out come springtime. And but yeah, thank you for the $5 super chat. Colin's Critter Cave with the $1 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. There was another question in here that I missed. Has anyone tried the Higher automatic water changer? I found it on sale on Amazon for $39, so I ordered it. I don't even know what that is, so I'm gonna say no. Chevy Fish says, okay, dinner time, lurking. More species, talking about yourself. Let's see. Bob, did you have trouble keeping other fish from out competing your spiny eel for food? They are slow eaters. So, yes. Anytime I have kept eels, I try to make sure that I'm specifically feeding and getting food to the eels. I'm pretty sure I had one starve out, and that was all it took for me to really pay attention. And when I got those eels, I started with 3, and I forget what happened. I know one climbed out and obviously committed suicide. And then I believe one starved out and wasn't getting fed. And then I ended up with one forever. And I don't remember what I ended up doing with it, to be honest. But yeah, so any fish like that too, like even bikers are another one that I really try to make sure that they're getting food, because I mean, fish are kind of dumb, but bikers, they're like next level dumb. I swear they have the most trouble of any fish finding food. I don't know. Kelly Foreman with the $10 super chat, thank you again, I appreciate it. What would be the best Repashy for discus? Whew, I don't know that I would. I would probably find out which one has the highest protein and go with that. I don't know. I don't. You know what? I haven't used Repashy in over a year. So I'm not too familiar with their ingredients anymore, but I would just find the one with the highest level of protein and give that one a try for discus. That would be cool. Not many videos on black ruby barb, so if you get to breed them, that'd be interesting. Yeah, and the reason I don't think we see a lot of videos, like I just looked on YouTube the other day for the black ruby barb, and there wasn't a lot. And I think the reason is that it takes them a long time to be a really good looking fish. Once they're adults and they're mature and they get those deep black and the deep ruby colors, oh, they look so good. Probably one of my all-time favorite barbs, but it takes like a year for them to get there. And so I think maybe that's why we don't see many videos on them. I hope everyone is finally warming up out there. Got to 75 in the panhandle of Florida. I could just use a sunny day. I don't care if it's 1 degrees or 75 degrees. Just one sunny day would be nice. Bare Bottom Aquariums. Nice, fresh, new background. I've used this one before, but it has been a while. It's been a long time. We currently have guppies, albino, corridora, cichlids, and bristlenose plecos. I'd love to make some money and get serious with it. I'd also love to slow hacks and... all right, so the money part of it, that's good that you're... like I said, a lot of people want to start YouTube for the money, but they don't admit it. They're like, oh, I'm just doing it to have fun. And it's like, nah, you kind of want to make some money. Just... don't expect to make money anytime soon, and don't expect to make a significant amount of money anytime soon. Like, it can take a long time. And yeah, there's the overnight success stories but that's with anything. It's always that's always the rare exception, not the normal. So I was kind of the exception. I started making money the very first month on YouTube. Not a lot of people do that. So I was extremely fortunate. I had 3 videos, I think, in the first month go viral, if you will, and got like 30, 40, 50,000 views. And so I got kind of fortunate, but it definitely has its ups and downs. It's also something that's not guaranteed. So, just kind of keep that in mind. It can go away anytime. You can lose views, put out some bad videos. You're not gonna make any money, etc. So yeah, I'd hate to see someone get into it and think they're gonna like make money. So what happens a lot of the times, and I don't mean to talk about YouTube too much, but a lot of people are like, I'm gonna start my channel and it's gonna be awesome, it's gonna grow, I'm gonna make money, I'm gonna make videos, and then 3 months later, like they haven't grown at all, and then they just quit. It happens so often. You really have to treat it like an internship. Like, I'm going to be doing this for a year and I'm not going to make a penny. And then after I make a year, I might make $100 a month, but I got to turn that $100 a month and reinvest it into my channel, buy better lighting, better cameras, better microphones. So then the next year you're just reinvesting all that money. And that's kind of, when I started getting into YouTube, I was talking to Corey, and that's what he said. He's like, treat it like a 2-year internship. Any money you make is going to be extra, and always reinvest it into your channel. And that's what I did for the first 2 years. I didn't spend a single dime outside of the channel on any money I made. It was buying new cameras, new equipment, etc., etc., etc. Software gets expensive. So just be prepared. Hi, Bob. I set up an angel in a... Wait. I just lost it. Calm down. Oh man, I'm so far behind. Holy smokes. This is why I try not to rant. Okay, I'm just gonna scroll down. Sean says I like higher lights. Can I gravel vac my regular Seachem fluorite clay for my planted tank, or only do water changes? If you actually have gravel showing, I would gravel vac those areas. So like this tank behind me, I would gravel vac only where there's actual gravel, which there's not much. But anywhere there's plants, those plants are gonna use all those, we'll say fish poop. They'll take care of it all themselves. Andrew R with the $20 super chat. Thank you. Nathan says, I'm going to be breeding apistogramma cockatoides double red, male plus female. What would your recommendations be for me as this is my first time doing it? Andrew, you got to leave a comment, buddy. Thank you for the $20 super chat. It's always like, I don't know what to say. So there's, I'm gonna tell you, Nathan, you picked the best species of apistos to start breeding with. It's anyone who wants to get into breeding apistos, those are definitely the ones to do it because they're easy. And there's multiple ways to do it. You can have like a pair. So actually, I will tell you this. Apistogramma cockatoides, they have to like each other. The male and female have to like each other. So you want to start with like 6 of them and then wait for them to pair off. And then depending on the size of the tank, you can just leave all of them in there, or you have to take, if you have a small tank, then once they pair off, you have to remove the other ones or they will kill them. But that's not always the case either. Some people, once they pair off, will remove the other ones, except keep one male in there, just so he's the dominant male that paired off, has some competition, and it keeps them ready to go, if you know what I mean. Kind of keep them the cock of the walk, if you will. And so yeah, some people do it that way, but they're really easy. Just make sure you're feeding them well, and they'll do the rest. All right, I am so far behind. Joe Williams with the $5 super chat for the love of albino tiger Oscars. Yep. John said I had a rubber eel once, coolest fish, but he escaped and I found him too late. Yeah, that's the danger with eels. We've all been there. I've been there. Yeah. Carol's dogs ate my rapashi. Yep. We've all been there too. Anyone with a dog, at one point, they've eaten their fish food. Joe Williams, thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. Orange Venezuelans and a 40 breeder is on the bucket list. Yeah, and I saw Mr. Dwayne Perry in here, and at one point last year, he was breeding those orange Corridoras. And maybe if he still is, I'll be able to get some more so I can breed them myself. Hepa Aquatics with the $7. I feel like a light is turned off. Oh, yeah. Somewhere a light is turned off. I just set up... Oh, Hepa Aquatics, $7 super chat says, hi Bob, I just set up an angel in a 110. I have added 5 turquoise rainbows. Pretty awesome. They have gone into the stream from my Marineland 450. Is that normal? They got into the stream of my Marineland 450. Why do I not know what you're talking about? Marineland 450. They got into the stream? Are you saying they hang out in the stream, like the output? If that's what you're saying, then yeah, that's perfectly normal. They come from a huge lake, and then it's kind of like where this big river meets the lake. That's kind of where they hang out in this lake, and they hang out in the stream. So they do like high flow. So if that's what you're talking about, then yes, that is kind of normal. What happened to my light here? Oh, my green screen looks terrible. Okay. Stay on. Per with the $60 SEK, I need to go to Washington State in the future. I also love Corys and Rainbows and Plecos. Yep, I think Plecos are definitely top 5. Top 5 for sure. Thank you for I'm going to call it $60 just because that makes me feel better. I don't know how much that is in US, but thank you for the $60 super chat. Furloughs Aquatics with the $5 super chat says, found a 75-gallon and stand 3 houses down from me. Need stocking ideas. Rainbowfish. Duh. Seriously though, what would I do with a 75-gallon right now? Probably Rainbowfish. I hate to disappoint. I mean, that's kind of my thing, right? Planted community tanks. I'm into these like small, large schools of fish. So like these rasboras, like 100 of those in a 75-gallon would be pretty sweet. Well, maybe not 100, but quite a bit. Oh, I gotta sit back for a minute. There we go. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what you like, but that's kind of what I'm into right now. So either rainbowfish or a large school of small fish, and just watch them school around. I think that's pretty rad. Aqua Balls, hello. Jimmy says, apparently it's my birthday in Australia. Well, good day, mate. All right. I don't know why I did that. Gonna be breeding apistogramma cockatoides, double red, male plus female. Oh, I already got that one. If you missed my answer, scroll up because I ranted for a while. Just do for fun and market your channel is my suggestion also. If you do it at a hobby, you can't be heartbroken. I have seen people leave the hobby over YouTube. It just requires lots of patience. You don't just start making videos and start making money, especially now with the requirements to be monetized. Ugh, I lost the light again. I even charged it before the stream, man. So yeah, like the requirements to get monetized are way harder now, so it can take a while. Just bear with it. Steve, Marvin says, what fish should I get with my tax return? Biggest tank is a 75 gallon. Well, you know I'm going to say rainbowfish. Is that Corridora duplicarius in the background? It is Corridoras Adolphoi. Adolf Hitler Corridoras. Dolbeck Design. Speaking of starting YouTube, I also started not too long ago. What software do you use? Recommend for starters? Audio, video. Well, I use Filmora Wondershare, which is about the most basic editing software. I don't know, something's happening with my dogs. That you can find. And then I use Audacity to make the sound for sound. So I use Filmora for video and Audacity, which is free, for sound. Sorry about the dogs. What else we got going on here? I'm gonna stream gaming. Jimmy says he's gonna start streaming games. All right. Is that gonna be on your Noodle Legs channel or on your regular channel? K-Stu says orange lasers are $120 a piece in Washington. No, the CW101. CW101. Orange lasers usually run about $15 here. All right, if I'm just scrolling down. If you ask a question, ask again. Dave says, my betta has started hiding frequently. He's in a heavily planted 15 gallon with very little current and no tank mates. Any cause for concern? I honestly wouldn't be. Unless he starts like fin nipping at his own fins or you see anything physical. I wouldn't be too concerned about it. However, I would still test the water. I would definitely test the water. Timbo's Tank says, Bob, Utah has amazing camping, snow, and plenty of houses with basements. Wink, wink. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that the housing market there is not any better than where I'm at right now. Jeff Rose Fish Keeping. Bob, I've got a 300 gallon. I'm getting ready to set up. Would you plant it and fill it with nano fish, or would you fill it with monster fish? Also good to see you and hope you're doing well. I would never in my life do monster fish. Ever. And I'm probably gonna catch a lot of hate, but I don't think 300 gallons is big enough for a monster fish. I know I got a Mabu puffer and a 240. It's not big enough. There's nothing, to be fair, it is like a dwarf Mabu. But there's nothing more boring than getting these monster fish and seeing these monster fish. And 300 gallons is big, but if we're talking like a monster fish, like a Haitiensis cichlid or just like a true monster fish, I mean, these fish that can barely turn around in 2 feet front to back. Or would it be cool to see hundreds of fish schooling all over the place in a planted tank? So a monster fish that's just going to sit there and do nothing, or hundreds of fish schooling around, all kinds of biodiversity. You could have corridoras, you could have rasboras, rainbow fish, shrimp, snails, crabs. You could do whatever. 300 gallons is huge for planted schooling fish. I mean, there's only one clear winner to me. So you could basically have all that, or you could just have a clay pot on its side with one monster fish that just sits inside the clay pot. I mean, Matthew Vargas is here. What's up, buddy? Make It Happen says, hi, Steenfott Aquatics. My brine shrimp eggs won't hatch. They were great 4 years ago, stored in an airtight bag. Have they gone bad? I would say, yeah. Yep. Scrolling down, Matthew Vargas with a $5 super chat. What's up, buddy? Not liking the questions to get clicks trend. Wait. Oh, I lost it. I didn't see who said that. Oh, here it is. Trish says, not liking the questions. Are you talking about polls? Unfortunately, you have to do it. Like, you either do it and grow, or you don't do it and YouTube punishes you. I mean, you got to play the game. If you want to be on YouTube, you got to play the game and do whatever YouTube wants you to do. So that's why you're going to see polls. That's why you see shorts like the 1-minute videos. That's why you see stories. Anything that can bring someone to their platform, you get rewarded for. It's just the way it is, unfortunately. I know. Trust me. I've been not doing it for a while because I don't like it myself. Same thing with like the timestamps. Like, I hate watching videos with timestamps, so I haven't been doing them. But it's a clear difference from when I put timestamps in videos and when I don't. Like, get way more views. So, fortunately, you just gotta play the game as a YouTuber. It's not really your choice. Okay. Anyways, dogs barking at FBI at the door. Yeah, they're going a little crazy right now. Sorry if you can hear them. Earliest time to start summer tubbing. I'm local to you. Thinking celestial pearl danios. Oof. Oh, it's really tough to say. I mean, last year I didn't get to start summer tubbing till like the end of June. You really got to wait until it's above 50 degrees at night, especially if you're going to do tropical fish, which could get you into June, July, and then you're out by September. So this year I'm going to do only cold water species outside. My gold white clouds are still alive. They made it through the snowstorm we had here last week, so the pond was completely frozen over. There was like 6 or 8 inches of snow on top of that. So it was pretty dang cold. And they're still out there schooling around today. So I'm only going to do cold water species going forward. Elizabeth Welch with a $5 super chat says, I just want to say I love your channel and you inspired me to start my rainbow tank. Awesome. Now I have Bosemani, turquoise, Irian red, and Parkinson. Ooh, Parkinsoni. I'm glad. You don't see Parkinsoni very often anymore. And that's a rainbow fish I would love to make way more popular. Because to me, it's just as or better looking than a Bosemani. And Bosemanis get all the love. Fish Fanatic says, in the future, I'm going to open my own fish store. Any ideas or tips? I see a lot of fish stores going under that don't embrace social media. Why any company this day and age is not embracing social media is beyond me. It's free advertising. I don't know. So when I see like these fish stores shut down and people get all sad, and I'm just thinking, what did they do to not shut down? They didn't change with the times. So what do they expect? But I don't know. Social media, it's free advertising. Do it. Trish says, yep, polls. Yeah. We're kind of bound. We got to do what YouTube wants us to do. But, everything on YouTube is trends. So, I was actually talking to Corey about this last night or the night before about the polls. And so the problem was apparently the polling was broken in the algorithm, and people figured out, like, you could just hammer down polls and that's it. That's all you had to do. And apparently there's some channel with like 6 million subscribers with no videos at all, just polling. They just post polls. And so people figured out that you can really game the algorithm. Apparently they fixed it, so maybe we'll see less polls. I don't know. But it still brings lots of traffic to your channel, so gotta do it. Sorry. Gotta do it. Danikin, hello. Regina, hello. Who else? Texas Fish Room, who made this beautiful hat that you can't see. Good to see you all. Will slower growing plants do good with big dwarf lily that eats a lot of nutrients but still some? Yeah, so the thing you got to remember is these slow growing plants, they don't require a lot of nutrients. So if you have a plant that's just like going like gangbusters, usually it doesn't affect your anubiases and things like that because they don't require lots of nutrients anyways. So usually not a big deal. I feel like polls are very helpful for topics. Yeah, so I did my poll specifically for whatever wins, that's what I'm going to use. And that's kind of how I want to do my polls. If there's something, if I do start doing them, it's only going to be once a week, so not too bad. But I do like to get input, and it's a good way to get input. I don't like that smell. That better just be a fart and not an accident. 5 gallon with 2 near eye snails. Can I add any nano shrimp? Yeah, Audrey. You could do any type of cherry shrimp. Work just fine. Regina Phalanges says, Jimmy Gimbal, hi. Please say hi to Lizzie from me. From Regina Phalanges. I'm planning on doing summer tubbing for the first time this year. I can start in my back porch. I'm excited for it. It is so fun. Everyone should do it. Everyone. Can you guys hear my dogs? I'm sorry. They've been like sleeping all day, and as soon as I go live, that's when they want to start roughhousing. Wow, the list channel lame. At least you and Corey are asking legit questions for future content. Yeah, I mean, I don't ever want to do something just to do it. And I've had some people complain about my content lately, about how I'm just doing like list videos. I don't really have a choice. I kind of mentioned that like a month and a half ago with breaking down both of my fish rooms, having to move. There's going to be a lot of B-roll list type content. I'm trying to do some things to break it up, but I don't really have a choice. And I'd rather get something out there than nothing, and also hope that it would somehow make its way to beginners and help beginners. But I mean, the videos are doing, my videos have been doing great, so I can't complain. Some people are watching them, so to the people that are watching them, thank you, because they've been doing a lot better than like last year's videos, so can't complain. Matthew Vargas with the $20 super chat says, I'm headed to the gym. We'll watch this tomorrow morning. Enjoy, everyone. Also, Bob, me and my girlfriend bought a tent. You guys make it look easy. It took us like 25 minutes to set up a tent. That's why I spent $300 on my tent, my friend. I've probably gone through 30 tents in my lifetime, and there's nothing more annoying about camping than breaking down while setting up and then breaking down. So my tent right now, that's just instant pop up and instant fold up. Oh my gosh, it makes it way more enjoyable when you're, especially if it's raining. Like nobody, like if I'm sure you don't plan on going when it rains, but if it does, nobody wants to spend 20 minutes in the rain poking holes or, poking your tent poles through little holes, and nobody wants to do that. Nobody. Trish says, I like top 10s. Yeah, so I do watch an occasional top 10. And this is why I hate time-stamped videos, because I can just like check the timestamps real quick and be like, oh, that's the 10, and I don't need to spend 10 minutes watching the video. I can just check the timestamps and be okay. And I want to watch the video. I feel like that's cheating. So I've always been like anti timestamps. But I mean, the proof is there in the analytics. Videos I put timestamps on do way better. How do you keep wildlife out of your tubs in the summer? There's some things you can do. It depends on what wildlife you have. So I'm in a pretty rural area. I mean, we've got raccoons, but it's pretty rare. Like, I'm in the middle of a gigantic housing complex, so it's pretty rare for them to come through all the other houses and make their way to my house. So I'm pretty lucky there. But for instance, like my parents' property has a pond, and they have eagles that spawn on their property, and they had to run string across the pond to keep them from dive bombing the trout out of their pond. So there's things you can do, but really it just depends on what you're trying to keep out. Ron Foss Fishkeeper says, "Hey Bob, Steenfott Aquatics. Watching some YouTubers is like hanging out with a friend, and you're one of them. Keep it up, man." Well, thanks. That actually means a lot to me. That's one of my favorite compliments. Joe Williams says, $300. Did it come with someone to set it up for you? No, you don't need it. Like, seriously, it is so easy. You just take it out of the bag, lay it on the ground, and lift it up. I mean, it's not that easy, but it's like 90 seconds to set up and 90 seconds to take down. And it was one of the best investments ever. So there you go. Daft Punk broke up. They were performing together for almost 30 years. Wow. Well, that's a better run than most, right? I don't ever notice timestamps until after, when I go back and check for spelling or something. Well, that's good. I think maybe I'm just, because I know about them, I know to check them. I don't know. I need to not, when I'm posting videos, like not let my own experiences with YouTube judge what I do with my videos, because most people don't watch YouTube like I do. So I don't know. I just got to get over it. You know you're a real fish keeper when you say eagles spawn instead of nest. Yeah. Oh man. Clickbait the timestamps then. So I've kind of been doing that on the outdoor channel, because the outdoor channel, it's just a channel for fun. It's monetized. Actually got memberships on the outdoor channel. Didn't turn them on, but I got the option for it, which was pretty funny. But I do like timestamps to say like, "Subscribe, you fool," or one of the timestamps was like, "Creators on the rise," so people would like scroll over it and they'd think like maybe it's YouTube saying that and not me. So all kinds of stupid things on those timestamps. It's pretty fun. Anyways, Danny says, "Whose tank do you have in your background now?" I don't know. I never know. This was sent to me a long time ago, and I'm a terrible person, and I don't keep track. So yeah, I'm a terrible person. Brian says, "Rainbowfish question. I have a 55 with a variety of rainbows and barbs with plants. Does having female rainbows alongside males make males color up more, or will they color up to spar dance anyhow?" So they'll do it anyhow. It won't be as much. I have always noticed way better behavior when I keep females with my males. So I've seen a lot of these like male only rainbow fish tanks, and a lot of them, they just seem really lethargic. Like they're just floating around. And it's just not how rainbows are. Rainbows are super active fish. So, I have seen them spar. I have seen them color up pretty nice, but it's nothing like when there's females in there. And females, I mean, they're still a beautiful fish, right? I mean, yeah, they're mostly silver, but there's still, there's hints, like little hints of colors, and when they hit the light right, they look really good. So I think it's definitely worth having females in there. I have an Aquascaper 900 open top. Would rainbow fish jump out? What's the best number? Yes, rainbow fish are jumpers, Nathan. You pretty much have to have a top. There's a lot of people that don't run tops and they get lucky, but rainbow fish are kind of expensive, and just having one jump out can be a pretty costly mistake. They're all jumpers. They're all jumpers. You could do floating plants help. We'll keep them under, but they'll still sometimes just jump out. And yeah, I would never keep rainbows in an open top tank again. Free Joe Aquatic says, will we see a saltwater aquarium in the new fish room with the $20 super chat? I think my dreams of saltwater are gone. I will say there will be a saltwater tub outside. So I want to do what Corey did last year with the brine shrimp in the outdoor tub, outdoor tubbing brine shrimp. I want to recreate that because brine shrimp are really good foods. So, and I think it's just a really fun experiment. So Corey gave me a 5-gallon bucket of salt a while back, and I'm going to dedicate a tub to brine shrimp. So that's about as salty as it's gonna get, besides my attitude. Bob, throw me a bone. I lost 3 spotted Congo puffers last week in quarantine. My Amazon puffer is swimming like crazy and hit the glass and stays on the bottom often. Any suggestions? Holy smokes. 3? I'm sorry, Rach. Wow. I would assume you've tested your water. I am far from a puffer expert. Far from a puffer expert. And I don't know. Amazon puffer is swimming like crazy. Man, I feel like when something crazy like that happens, there's usually some sort of telltale sign. I know when I've lost tanks of fish, you can usually find something, but I've never heard of that happening with Amazon, or not Amazon, but with puffers. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Like I said, I assume you tested your water parameters, and actually tested them, not just like everyone else who says my parameters are fine and never test them. And I've been guilty of that as well. Danny says most puffers are wild caught. They could just be freaking out. So I will say that puffers have a lot of issues when it comes to like bringing in parasites and worms and things like that. And a lot of people that have puffers have to constantly deworm them all the time. But yeah, I don't know. That might be one of those things that you got to take to a vet and have them do an autopsy or something. I honestly, I don't know. I'd be curious to know what your parameters are if you did test them. Post your parameters. Any fish can be a jumper when startled. Yep, that's definitely the case. I've definitely caused a fish to jump out a time or two just by throwing in the python. I've had them for about 6 months. So, Rach, when I get puffers, I deworm every 6 months for like 2 years. So, yeah, you got to keep doing it. Especially when you're feeding them snails, which is part of the problem. You know, snails can have something that transfers over to the puffers, some sort of disease. Maybe your heater is busted and is cooking them, like actually like frying them, not cooking them with heat, but like electricity, I guess. Yeah, Laura G says electrical current. So yeah, it could be the heater might be malfunctioning. Do you guys do more when you camp in the summer, like hike, canoe, swim? So I always do. I've actually never gone with yeah, well, Jimmy and I have gone hiking before, and there are videos of that somewhere on the internet. But yeah, I definitely do. And we do, well, I do a lot of exploring and walking around when we find our campsites, but don't really find anything interesting. So that's why it doesn't make the videos. And a lot of it right now is just all of us are super busy. And so this is a time for us to get away and just sit down and relax and kind of BS with buddies and take a load off and just relax. So, but I'm always up in the mountains in the summer. So yeah, if we're still going come summertime, there's going to be a lot more stuff. I mean, Jimmy and I have gone whitewater rafting. So if we do that again, we'll make a video. Yeah, there'll definitely be a lot more in the summer. And we're talking about doing some like real overlanding across some of the trails, and those are like multi-night trips. So One of the other issue right now is my dogs, since they can't go with me since it's too cold. One night is about all I can secure for someone watching my dogs right now. So in the summertime when I can take them with me, it's going to be way less of an issue. Anyways. But yeah. And I know Corey's really looking forward to doing some swimming. I pretty much am like born in the water. I love being in the water. So touch your heater. Do you feel a shock or a buzz? Yeah, just put your tongue right on that heater like a 9-volt battery. Please do all prior research on new species, size, food, water, temperature, and such. That is excellent advice. The Smokies are the best mountains ever. The Smokies aren't even mountains. Are you kidding me? Those are like speed bumps. Why don't you come over to the west and we'll show you what a real mountain is. Jeez. Do you even have a peak that's over 5,000 feet there? Come on, man. Come on, man. 3 fish I've had jump out in 20 years. A rainbow shark, a pictus cat, and a red severum. The red severum survived, though. I was in the room, luckily. It doesn't surprise me that a pictus cat would jump out either, especially, they're a bottom-dwelling species. Why would they be jumpers? Those things are so spasmodic, it does not surprise me at all. Uh-oh. Oh, nope, never mind. Not dogging on your mountains there, just giving you a hard time. The East Coast mountains, they're cute. They're cute. Can't knock them. I heard the other day, some scientist is working on making prosthetic gills. Please tell me it's for humans and not for fish. Be like Kevin Costner swimming around in the ocean. I love the morning swim when I'm camping. Make coffee, cold swim, drink. Yeah, so I did go in the water on our 3rd trip, I think, the evacuate video. Where there's a nice little swimming hole there. But nobody wants to see that. My daughter's female betta jumped out of a 2.5-gallon quarantine tank while I was out. Found her all dried up. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that bettas are jumpers. We've lost a lot of bettas to jumping, and people don't realize it, but probably should have a lid on your betta tanks. There's people that, like, train their bettas to, like, jump through loops out of the water, for crying out loud. They're definitely jumpers. Curtis says, I currently have pool filter sand as a substrate, and I'm not a fan of it for plants. Would it be better to remove the sand and replace it, or with gravel? Can I just cap it with the gravel? I mean, it's really a personal preference. You could definitely add gravel to it. I probably wouldn't cap it. I would add gravel and then mix it all around. Mix it all up. But if you don't like the sand, just take it out. I mean, yeah, you're going to lose a day of your life, probably. But just take it out. I mean, if you use a dustpan, it doesn't take that long. Camping is fun, but I'm a bit more of a mountaineer. Nothing beats going to the top of Rainier or Mount St. Helens. I've definitely summited my fair share of mountains in my younger days. I don't know if my knees could do it anymore, though. But I would definitely try. It's just about being outside. Like, whether you're just camping and sitting by a fire, which is like totally relaxing and awesome. Whether you're hiking, which is totally awesome. Whether you're backpacking across, 3 mountains on a 7-day trip. It's just about being outside. It's just get outside. It's fun. No matter what you do, it's fun. I wouldn't say that something is better than the other. For me, as long as I'm out up in the mountains, it doesn't matter if I'm hiking, if I'm sitting by a fire, camping, like none of it doesn't matter. As long as I'm out there. I don't know. That's just me. There's an interview about Mycobacterium and how fish die with no symptoms. At Steenfott Aquatics with Dinah Wallstead on Aquarium Max channel. Really? I might have to head on over to Russ's channel and check that out. Can you put 5 angels in a 55-gallon with 5 gold sailfin mollies? Oops. Excuse me. All right, Connor, I'm going to start that over. Can you put 5 angels and 55? That's okay. 5 gold sailfin mollies. Okay. 20 rummy nose and 12 stir-bys. I'd say yes, that can be done. Yes. The mycobacterium is always interesting, and in my opinion is like the #1 killer of rainbow fish. That's just, I have no scientific data to back that up at all. It's just my opinion. Wet dry shop vac is great for taking substrate out. I've actually never thought about that, but my wet dry vac is about the size of a gallon of milk, so it would take a long time. My lazy person RV is my camping too. Yep. I mean, even if you're in an RV, as long as you're not one of them annoying people running a generator and blasting music at 10 at night and throwing your beer cans all over the place, I got no problem with it. It's like I said, as long as you're outside. If it takes an RV to get someone outside and go camping, then get an RV. Like, I'm not gonna. We get these comments all the time on our channel. I just delete them. But people are like, that's not camping. Oh, you're in a tent? That's not camping. You should be on the ground on a pile of rocks. That's real camping. As long as you're outside, people, calm down. Do lemon tetras ever get yellow? So they're lemon tetras because their fins are yellow, not their body. I've got 13 of them in a heavily planted 29 gallon, and they are still silver. Yeah, so they are lemon tetras. I mean, their body will be a little bit yellow, but really, there's so many variables. And you know, like where you get them, if you're getting them, well, we won't get into that much. But if you're getting good quality versus poor quality, but lemon tetra definitely, their fins should be yellow, a very bright yellow. You should come hike through the Absaroka Beartooths here in Montana. There's a great route. I took it years ago, 65 miles in 6 days. I would love to. One of the things I want to get is a travel van that's big enough for me and my 3 dogs, and I can just go around and all over the U.S. and check out all the national parks, all the like secret areas that aren't national parks that are still really cool, and just spend a lot of time outside. Hopefully, within the next couple years, I'll be able to do that. Jacob says, I want to get some new plants and some shrimp for my Fluval Flex, but here in Canada, we have been on lockdown since Christmas. Well, hopefully not too much longer. Amanda says, they won't let pet stores do curbside pickup? Yeah, I don't know what's going on up there. I haven't really heard. Steenfott Aquatics, I know you don't like disease questions, but my CPDs, 1 every 2 to 3 weeks, develop a single white spot, then die from dropsy. Can't cure them. Just like to know what it is. I mean, that could be mycobacterium as well. That's what happens to rainbow fish. They start getting those spots. Like, it's usually just one spot, and they'll start dying. And it's not curable for the most part. So yeah, that could be it. I'm not saying it is. That's definitely a possibility, though. Stone Age camping. Use a stone for a pillow. Yeah, and I've been there. I've done it. I've slept on rocks. Like, I get it, but I don't need to do that anymore. I'm way too old to be doing that. I've done it all. I just want to be comfortable and have fun and be outside. Some of the best fishing in the state. About 9 lakes that are untouched for about 10.5 months out of the year. Well, I'm not much of a fisherman, to be honest. I'll do it every once in a while, but yeah, not much of a fisherman. How many Brocas Splendens do you think could be stocked in a 75-gallon planted tank with 12 rainbows? Oh man, I would do a dozen, at least a dozen. I would do between 10 and 15. 10 and 15. I know they get pretty big, but 75 gallons, that's plenty for a dozen of them. What's a good Pleco for the pond that may freeze over during the winter? I don't know why this video keeps doing that. I realize it's over, but it shouldn't be doing that. Anyways, I don't know of any Plecos that will survive cold temperatures. like that cold, of freezing over. Bushy nose plecos can go down into the 60s, but that's about the coldest one I can think of. What's the difference between bronze and orange Venezuelan cories? The color. Yeah, orange Venezuelans still have the bronze color, but they have like an orange sheen to them. They just it looks pretty cool under the right light. You can't put them in, but they can't do cold water temperatures at all. Rubber lip can do cooler water, but they stay small and still can't freeze. Yeah, there's not any plecos that will overwinter in freezing temperatures. Not a single one. What else do we got going on here? What's a good pleco? I love CPDs. Happiest when outside at the lake, backyard trail, doesn't matter. Yep, just outside in the sun, even if it's raining out, I don't care as long as I'm outside. I've had good luck with rainbows. Only lost one, which literally beat himself up in the tank. Yeah, rainbows will do that for sure. That definitely sounds like a rainbow fish. It's not camping unless you're naked sleeping in the mud. All right. Haven't got that comment yet. What is your egg juvenile tank size method? Think about those Marina hang on back breeders versus 1 gallon. So I use the Marina hang on front breeder boxes for eggs. So like if I remove bristlenose pleco eggs, then I'll put them in there. And then I just keep them in there for a couple days, and then I'll move them into their own tank. As soon as they absorb the egg yolk, then they get their own tank. And I usually put them in 10 gallons. I don't like keeping anything in under a 10-gallon tank. Dwayne Perry says, do corridors eat neocardinia shrimp? Yes, absolutely they will, but they will not eat enough of them. So they won't eat adults. They'll only eat the babies, the little shrimplets. And usually it's not enough to, like, you can still have a really nice colony of shrimp with corridors. No problem. Dwayne, I was talking about you earlier. I forget what I was talking about, though. Yeah, I don't remember. But I was talking about you. Behind your back. Nothing bad. What was it? Oh, orange Venezuelan corridoras. I was curious if you were still breeding those, because I might want to get some again someday. The enchantments would be really fun. If you don't know what that is, that's a big long hike through Washington State that you need a permit for. And if I did it, I would just do it. My last order from Aquahuna, all 4 of the baby long fin blue-eyed bushy nose plecos died. So I am not a fan of the blue-eye bushy nose plecos. I'm just not a fan of them. I have heard so many horror stories. Like, bushy nose plecos are supposed to be like some of the hardiest fish in the world, but when it comes to those blue-eyed, I don't know. Maybe I just haven't. Maybe no one's telling me about their success stories and just their horror stories. But I swear they are a species of bushy nose plecos that I will never keep ever. Jacob Hill says, "Hey, what's your favorite aquarium plant?" Justin Nubius. Always has been and always will be. So easy, so hardy, so durable. I got my first group of pygmy cories after your description. Love the way they surf mid-water. Very enjoyable. Yes. And the cool thing is that's all pygmy corridoras, whether it's the pygmaeus, well, I should say dwarf. Man, my nose itches. Whether it's dwarf, habrosus, hastatus, aspidorus, they all do that. They just surf mid-water after a water change. It's super cool. What do you think about the giant Thai Oranda goldfish for sale for $324? I think it's probably going to get sold. There's a lot of crazy goldfish people out there that spend a lot more than that on goldfish. So it doesn't surprise me at all. Amanda says, bristlenose plecos started hanging out in the glass in the bubbles all the time. It used to hide in the woods. Is that the range of normal behavior? Yes. Oh, yeah. I have bushy nose plecos that will go down into the lift tubes of sponge filters and just hang out in the bubbles. It's It reminds me of Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo, that fish, it's like bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. Can regular bristlenose birth a... Oh, man. So the blue eye, so all the different color formats or variations, whatever you want to call them, they're all the L44. The reds, the blue eye, the what did I say? Orange? The greens, they're all just a different color variation of the L44 through selective breeding. So all the same fish, not a different species. There are other species of bushy nose, but they're like the L183, 182, 181. The LDA 08, I think, is the Clara Pleco, or maybe it's just an L8. I don't remember. So there's other, the L34, the Medusa Pleco is an ancestress. So there's other bushy nose species, but as far as like all those color forms, those are all L144s. Words are very hard. Words are very hard, especially when you're not gonna go 2 hours. No one's gonna go 2 hours without messing up. Just saying. Especially me. I mean, I don't even go 10 minutes. Hey Bob, what are your thoughts on canister filters? Jacob, I am not a fan. I've never been a fan, and I will never be a fan of canister filters at all. I just don't like the maintenance on them. I just feel like there's way easier things to use as filters besides canister filters. Since coolie loaches do not have scales and their diseases are the same as other fish, can you treat them the same? I actually believe that coolie loaches do have scales. They're just super duper small. I could be wrong, but I thought I researched this once. And I treat my coolie loaches the same as other fish without any issues. I'm not saying that other people will have that success, but I've given them the triple med treatment without issue multiple times because I used to sell them, and every time I get them, I would treat them. So no issues. What about the regular chocolate and albino? Do those even have a number? Yep, those are the L144. So the chocolate, the albino, the red, super red, the blue-eyed, the green dragon, there's a calico, there's now some crazy white form that's making its round. They're all the L144. At least I hope that's the right one. They're all the same L number, which I believe is L44, but now I'm questioning myself. But yeah, they're all the same. It's just like the cherry shrimp, like cherry shrimp, yellow shrimp, orange shrimp, blue shrimp, really shrimp. Those are all the same shrimp. Well, most of them are all the same. They're just different color forms. Canisters are overrated. They act like they will solve your problems and make things easier, but it's the opposite. Yep. And there's nothing worse than when like a seal breaks on a canister, especially if you keep your canister filter like under your tank and then all your tank water drains out. Well, you'd have to have like the intake. Some people put the intakes all the way in the bottom and it just drains their entire tank. No thanks. I prefer not to have that happen. Shark bait. Yep, L144. Thank you, Carol. I don't know why I was questioning myself. A sump is a DIY project. Well, get 1 or 2 tanks. Yeah, sumps are so easy to make. Especially, you just get a 20 gallon at the $1 per gallon sale or a 40 gallon, depending on what size you need. And it's just so easy to make a sump. They're way easier to maintain. You could grow like plant clippings in your sump. Oh, it's so much better. And way more fun. Like, way more fun. I used to keep shrimp in my sumps. Like entire shrimp colonies. It was awesome. I have an Aquascaper 900 open top. Oh, man. I already answered that one, Nathan, but I'll answer it again. Yes, all Rainbowfish jump. All Rainbowfish jump. My canister is just for the water flow. Honestly, the very first canister I ever tried, I just kept it. The only reason I kept it going was for the flow. It had a nice spray bar on it, and that was cool. And it worked really well for my planet tank. I never cleaned it in like 3 years. I made a video of cleaning it. And whoo, did that trigger people. Oh, man. I clickbaited it. I was like, 3 years with never cleaning this canister filter, which was true. but I was just using it for flow, not for filtration, so it didn't matter. L144 is gold nugget, not bristlenose. Uh-oh, now we have conflicting info. L144 Pleco. Oh, look at that. Bushy nose Pleco, L144. Whew. Hate to break it to you, but that is definitely the bushy nose Pleco. I started the hospital tank because of Petco and PetSmart had problems. How long to keep new fish there? It's really up to you and how you're quarantining. Most people quarantine for 2 weeks, depending on the fish. I sometimes quarantine for up to a month, but the industry standard is 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Any good DIY sump videos out there? You know, I was supposed to make one, and I never did because I never needed one. But I will tell you, it's as simple as so get yourself like a 20-gallon tank. You can watch. There's tons of videos on DIY tops. So like I use the greenhouse siding, the polycarbonate panels. You can cut yourself a top, and then you pretty much can just use like the saltwater filter socks. Which if you don't know what those are, just research, just Google saltwater filter socks. And then you have the outtake from your tank going into that filter sock, and you can fill the rest of the tank up with whatever you want. You can do lava rock, you can do batting, you can do anything you want. You can, or just leave it blank, like it really doesn't matter. So basically the possibilities are endless. Gold nugget is L118. Gold nugget is L. Yeah, there's 3 pretty common species of the gold nuggets. There's the L18, maybe even the 17. I don't know, and then the L177. So yeah, honestly, there's like 5 L numbers, but there's only 3 that are really common in the hobby. Jacob Hill with the $2 super chat. Hey Bob, keep up the great work. Well, thank you. My channel has been getting better and better and better over the last couple months, which I'm very grateful for. So I want to, again, thank everyone for watching my videos. I appreciate it. USPS not shipping fish into 3/1. What? Is this like a policy? Scott says KG Tropicals did a sump video. So I might be making a video on a DIY sump because I'm setting up my 300-gallon. Well, I will be in the new fish room, and I don't know if I'm going to do just sponge or if I'm going to do a sump. So the tank is not drilled, which makes me just want to do sponge filters. But I'm undecided. Maybe that'll be a poll just for you, Trish. I'm just kidding. Oh, man. There are a few gold nugget variants. I have the L18s currently with rainbows. Steen tank. Yep. We'll be moving them as they grow out. My favorite is... Oh, man. What is it? The gold... Is it just the golden Pleco? Oh, Goldie. Goldie Pleco, I think. No, that might not be it either. Let me look. It's pretty rare. It's this one right here. Yeah, Goldie Pleco. The Goldie Pleco. I love these, but I've never had good luck with them. They have died every single time. So... Here, I'll show you. This one right here. Right here. The Goldie Pleco. Super expensive, and I've killed them every single time I've tried to keep them. I will answer just for you, Bob. Thank you, Trish. I appreciate it. Man. I'm just kidding, though. I'm just kidding. What is the size of the tank on your green screen? I honestly have no idea. So these tanks just get sent to me, and they usually don't tell me specifics about the tank. And If the person that sent me this tank did tell me the specifics and I forgot, then I apologize. But I've had this video for a long time. USPS is not shipping fish until 3/1 due to cold weather across the US. Wow, I had no idea. I have been out of the shipping game for quite a while. They are hard to keep alive. Mine passed the other day. Yeah, I've tried them, I think, 3 times now. And even buying them at wholesale, they're still really expensive. So I don't know if I want to try again. I mean, I want to, but I don't, if that makes sense. L14, the store down the street, wants 150 too much. I've also always had issues with the gold nugget plecos too. To be fair though, I've only bought those from wholesalers, so I don't know if that was the problem, but they've always died off within like the very first week. I think I bought them 3 times last year, and all of them died within the first week on all 3 shipments. Laura with the $5 super chat says, best hang on back for a 10-gallon grow out tank for Corys. So my favorite hang on back filters are the Aquarium, and I like the Aquarium. Actually, I don't know if the 10-gallon is that way. Let me check. I will check first. Let's take a look. The Quiet Flow 10. Okay, so yeah. 2 reasons why I like these. One, they have the little blue lip thingy on the front. I usually just trash those. I don't even use them. I guess you could use that if you wanted to slow the water flow. That's really the only reason they're there. They're useful. They say it's for extra biobacteria, but you don't care about that. I like the Quiet Flows because the pump is in the water, so you don't have to prime them. And they have really big cartridges in the back for filter media. And I don't use the stock filter media. I take that out. I use my own. So that's why I like that's why I like the Aquarium, because they have large, large media storage, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So those are my favorite. Curtis Schindler with the $1.50 super chat. Thank you. And thank you, Laura, for the $5 super chat. Pygmy quarries are super skinny, but look healthy. Anything wrong? If you just bought them, that's pretty normal, but they should fatten up over time. So just keep feeding them. If you've had them for a while, they might have some type of internal issues, so you'd want to treat for parasites or worms. Oddball Aquatics is here. What's up? Man, I was just thinking about your ropefish the other day too. Anyways, anyone in chat know of a good website that has neon blue gouramis? I certainly don't. I haven't been on the lookout for that fish, so I'm not sure. Maybe someone in chat like you asked. Nikki says, what about snowball plecos? How touchy are they? I want one, but have not had any luck. So a snowball pleco is another one that there's like 4 plecos with the common name snowball pleco. However, I never really had an issue with any of them. So you're pretty good to go with the snowball pleco. Luby's Planet says, like the aqua ones as well. Don't know why they aren't more popular. Yeah, and sometimes they are really cheap on Amazon. That's usually when I stock up on them. It's usually around November, December, holidays. The last time I ordered one was December 21st, 2015. The 10-gallon one, anyways. Trish says, wow, Oddball is here. Awesome. I like the aqua ones as well. Get in contact with shipper before you order and tell them you have to pick up at airport. Jeepers. There went my kamikaze mono shrimp. Oddball Aquatic says, I'm always thinking ropefish. You hit me up whenever you want to talk ropefish. I want to buy some, but you can't find them anywhere. Can't find them anywhere ever. At least from wholesalers, I don't like paying retail. I've been ruined for life having wholesale accounts. Timbo Stang says 400 watching. Oh man, we popped over 400. That's amazing. And 250 likes as well. That's pretty dang good for not having a topic or anything. Thank you. Only plecos I found at my LFS are the ones that get king size. Yep. Oh man. Those stupid common plecos should not be in the hobby. They just shouldn't. Never. Andrew says, Steenfott Aquatics, out of Jimmy, Corey, and yourself, who tells the best campfire stories? Well, it's got to be me, because nobody else tells stories. And then most of the time, the stories don't even make it in. But, you know, they're not always family-friendly stories. So, yeah. So anyways, I don't know, maybe I'm being arrogant, I don't know, but I feel like I tell the most stories. 12-inch high tank, plants turning brown. Is it because of lights are too close to the plant? Usually not the case, but I have this handy dandy image right here. Ooh, look at that. Anything from any browning here? Iron deficiency yellow, magnesium. This one, it's gonna go around here. Nitrogen deficiency, old leaves yellow, and a reabsorbing. I got nothing for brown. Now, it could be, if your plants are new, they could be dying off and just regrowing. So a lot of plants are sold immersed, so above water. When you put them in your aquarium, all those leaves are going to die off and they're going to regrow submersed for leaves, for underwater leaves, if that makes sense. So that might be what's going on if they're new plants. I want a royal pleco. One, I think they look good, and two, I can say I have a wood chipper in my fish tank, but I really like the royal plecos. However, they are just poop manufacturers, just non-stop poop, and they can like chow like an adult. I mean, wood is too expensive. Unless you have your own source, you can go out and get your own like me. Like, wood is really expensive, and they can chow through like a foot of wood in like a day. So that I don't know. I just don't like the poop though. Like, plecos are notorious for being poopers, but royal plecos, they are like the king of poop. Sultry. The night was sultry. I love my plecos. Green phantoms. Green phantoms are amazing. There's two different variants. There's the hyphen and the regular. Both are awesome. Both are awesome. Snowball, Royal, Redtail, Sterlina, I believe is the L117. I could be wrong. I'm gonna have to Google it. L117 Pleco. Oh man, I was way off. Way off. Wait, don't tell me. Okay. Okay. My valve that floats through. Yes. Oh, that L24. Gosh, I couldn't be more off. Could you be any more off? Oh man, wasn't even close. Yes, the redfin Sterlina. I actually have one of those. You'd think I would know. Well, I thought I knew anyways, but I guess not. Tank Top Tropic says, love the stream. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. My valve that floats along the surface gets brown algae on it. I'm guessing it's so close to the light. Yeah, so if it's actually algae growing on your plants, although it's weird, it's kind of weird it would be diatom algae, to be honest. Normally, well, see, when you have the, like, in my experience, plants that are close to the light, they just grow faster and they're more colorful. So I think it could depend on the plants for sure, but like the growth rate of the plant. If it's like a Nubius floating around, you're definitely going to get some, usually blackbeard algae. They just had royal plecos at my Petco for $39.99. Regina phalanges. Yeah, I repeat myself. My blue platy females keep producing fry, even though my only male jumped out a couple months ago. So this is pretty typical with live bearers. Now, I've never looked this up with platies, but guppies can hold the male sperm for years. There was a university that did a study and found that female guppies were holding sperm for 2 years. And the only reason it went up to 2 years is because they were like, okay, we're done with the study. Like, we can't go on any longer. So we don't really know exactly how long they can hold it because they stopped the study at 2 years. So it's most likely the same thing with the platies. Live bears can hold sperm for months. Yep, it is definitely true. Hey Bob, have you ever done a platy only tank? No, and I want to get some really nice. Corey has some really nice hyphen variatus platies. Hyphen. I forget exactly which ones. But yeah, anyways, I want to get some of those, and yeah, hopefully when he does the move to the new fish room, I'm hoping maybe I could scoop up a couple and stick them in my pocket and take them home. Sunset, high fin sunset variatus platy. That's it. That's the one I want. Okay, back doing a ton of things. I'm super glad I got to stop in and say hi. You rock, Bobber. Keep it up. Live your best life, guys. Thanks for stopping in, Oddball. Hales. Has anyone ever called you Hales? Yes. Hales, yes. Does the wood in the tank behind me have bark on it? Negatory. No bark. No bark, no bite. Bargs, root beer. Master Chief Pleco. That's awesome. You'll have more mail soon. Yep. How in the world did they test that? Well, I don't know. Oh my gosh. I read that article probably like 3 years ago. We were doing, I was doing a live stream, and we got in this pretty heated debate about how long they can hold their sperm. And I looked up the study, and yeah, that's when I got the study for 2 years. But now it's been so long, I can't remember which university was doing it. But yeah, it's out there on Google somewhere because I found it once. Curtis St. Martin with the $1.50 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. And don't forget to hit the like button. We're only a couple away from 300. I fumbled the tagline and gave me another nickname. Good grief. But it's better than hey. I just want to know, like if you ask someone a question, have they ever been like, Hales, yeah. It's stupid. I don't know. L330 will be my next Pleco. Well, those are at least easy ones to find, so that's good. Joe Campbell with the $1 super chat. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Brian says, clown Plecos are the best. Love them for their smaller tanks and are great algae eaters. Clown Plecos, I don't know that I would say they're the best for me, but I will say that I do love them. They are amazing. They stay small, they're colorful, and they are probably some of the hardiest Plecos that you will ever find. Pygmy Cories are skinny but looking healthy. Anything wrong? I feel like I already answered that one. I think I did. Just feed them. What did I say? If you just got them, feed them a lot. They'll fatten up. If you've had them forever, then they might have internal parasites or worms, and so you need a treat for that. Steenfott Aquatics. Bob, I never got into Plecos. Dropping that much cash on a fish, that sole ambition is to hide from you all the time. This isn't my idea of a good investment. Yeah, but they don't really hide all the time. They do hide, but you can easily set up your tank to give them hides and also allow you to see them. Now, that's not how I set up my tanks, because I just throw in my hardscape and wherever it lands, it lands. But there's definitely things you can do that make your Plecos come out, like floating plants. A large school of fish will make them feel more secure, like most fish that hide, right? It does work for Plecos. What did I do? Yeah, I talked about this, I think a month or two ago. So I've got a 40-gallon breeder with an L494, an L397, a zebra Pleco. There's a super red female in there. The leopard frog Plecos are in there. And As soon as I added guppies to the tank, they all came out all the time. And now I can see them at any time. I can go into that tank and look in there and see them out grazing. There's also, I mean, the whole top is just full of floating plants as well. So that helps, definitely helps a lot too. But they're always out now. As soon as I added those guppies, they never hide anymore. You really want the tiger pleco? That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, and Curtis St. Martin brings up a good point. Not all plecos are expensive. For instance, a really cool, inexpensive one, in addition to ones that were already mentioned, are the L52, the butterfly pleco. That's like a $15 pleco, and it's black and orange striped, and it looks really cool. Well, orange, yellow, depending. Yeah, and they only get like 5 inches, so pretty cool. Rubber lip plecos will always be out grazing. Yeah, it's not the case for all plecos. King tigers are nice. Yep. Which type of platy? Regina, minor red. Can we get to 350 likes? Whew. Man, now you're just getting greedy. Even I'm not that greedy, but can we get to 350 likes? Ben Ochart says, my bushy nose, a bristle nose, were constantly all over the tank, didn't hide hardly at all. Yeah, those are another species that will always be out grazing. King tigers. Oh, we got that one. First came my bristle nose pleco. My 40 joined my panda Cory gang. Never hides. Yeah, I feel like this whole plecos, you never see them, is just kind of like this stigma that's come around online. I don't know. I don't find it to be very accurate at all. I mean, I've definitely had plecos where, man, I haven't seen you in like 3 months. I thought you were dead, but it's definitely not the majority. Definitely not. L44 blue-eyed 2 for $18. Yeah, they're just gonna die. Anyways, I like the rubber lip pleco. Yep, super underrated. Probably one of the most underrated is the rubber lip. They are an excellent algae eater. They stay really small. Can't go wrong. I got a really nice bristlenose precocious. That's a funny autocorrect. That is always out for $5. It was so worth my money. Yeah, and they're so good at cleaning. Ron Foss, Fishkeeper, says, hey, Ben Ochart, great to see you here. Yeah, we get to see Ben in here every once in a while. And I kind of lurk in his coffee streams on Saturdays if I'm actually awake. How many Hillstream loaches for a 30-gallon community with a school of panda cories? Thinking about 4 or 5, but never kept them before. So yeah, there's a few things with Hillstream loaches. They do like colder temperatures, but so do panda cories, so you're in luck there. And they do like higher oxygenation, so if you don't have an air stone, I would just throw an air stone in there. But they're pretty small. You could do 4 to 5 easily. Bob, would hydrogen peroxide be a good disinfectant for cleaning a tank that had ick? I mean, I would use it if you're taking out everything and like cleaning from scratch. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even be worried about it. I would just let the tank dry out. You can certainly use hydrogen peroxide if you want to, or distilled white vinegar. I've never been a big fan of bleach myself. I used it, I think once, like 3 years ago in a video, and everybody freaked out. Said I was going to kill myself. Because what was I mixing it with? I don't know. I was mixing it with something and everyone freaked out. Like, you could have died. So I'm not much of a fan of bleach. But yeah, clean it with either of those two and just let it dry out for like a week. And I wouldn't be worried about it at all. Rubber lip plecos are PetSmart for $6, and sometimes they're on sale for like $3. So yeah, keep an eye out. Suna McGill, Gertrude Fry, how fast do they grow to be ready to move to adult tanks? So the nice thing about Suna McGill fry is I would say they're faster than most rainbow fish, but in terms of fish, still pretty slow. The other nice thing about Gertrude fry is that they're larger than other rainbow fish, so you're already starting out, kind of an advantage there. And also, the other nice thing is that the adults are not that big. So there's really not a time point because it just depends on how fast you're growing out your fry. So just as soon as they get too big to fit in their mouth, which should only be like a month or two, you can move them over. But again, it depends. Like some people feed like 8 times a day. Some people feed twice a day. It all makes a difference on how fast they grow. So there's not like at 2 months it's going to be ready. There's way too many variables. Bleach and ammonia can be deadly. Yeah, I've never used ammonia. I don't know. I actually had to delete the video. So I can't even look it up now, but it was bleach and something. It wasn't ammonia, though. I don't remember. Quarries or Plecos? Paul, if I could only pick one, it would have to be quarries, because there's way more species that are easily accessible, and you know, I would rather have like a large school of Corridoras than like 12 Plecos in one tank. Corridoras are always going to be way more fun to watch. Always. Do you have any tricks for removing baby apistos, trying to put them in their own tanks so I can re-add the male to get the breeding going once again? You could try like a turkey baster and just suck them up. The other thing that people will do is take like a, I don't know how big or small they are now, but if they're still really tiny, you can take like an airline or something and create a siphon like down into a bucket, and then just kind of vacuum out all the fry. That's actually probably the most common. Windex and bleach. Yeah, I've never had Windex either. I don't remember. I'll never remember what it was. It was so long ago. Every Pleco is different. Those blue Panax I picked up a few months ago are finally coming out now. They look great, like steel gunmetal blue. Yes, the L239, a blue Panax, is one of my favorite Plecos. They're kind of like these short little stubby fat Plecos with just the prettiest, darkest blue you will ever see. They look so good. It's been a while since I've had one, but they are awesome. Cory cats, I've been collecting them one at a time. Well, that's one way to do it. She's a female betta I rescued. She's a glow betta. I've had her for over a year. In fact, I just had to tank in quarantine. I'm also seeing sick. It gets frustrating because I have MTS. Things happen. Oh, man. You're in a world of hurt over there. Man, I do not envy you. I will wish you the best, though. I hope things turn around. Queen Arabesque. Yes, the L260. Boy, a lot of Pleco fans in here tonight. I love it. No, we don't normally talk about Plecos in here. Usually causes us to lose some viewers. But the L260, that gray, the gray with the white polka dots, pretty cool little Pleco for sure. For sure. I picked up 6 stir-by Corridoras, only 1 left alive. What? Man. I don't know. I mean, those are like some of the hardiest Corridoras. That's too bad. I would maybe consider buying them from a different source next time. They should definitely not be dropping off like that. Unless that's like over the course of 15 years, then yeah, that's going to be normal. A hose better than airline. Yeah. Like if you have a Python hose or something, yeah, just create the siphon and suck them out. I guess an airline's going to be too small. What am I thinking airline? Something that's like a 1/2 inch would be perfect. Pleco haters aren't people you want around anyways. I mean, it's one thing to not like a fish, but to actually hate it. Are there any fish that I actually hate? There's a lot of fish that I don't like, but I don't know that there's a lot of fish that I hate. I can't think of any. I'm sure, I mean, there's got to be one. At least one, but I can't think of anything right now. I need to get Rain Man level with memorizing these Pleco numbers. It can be tough. It can be tough. I spent a lot of time looking at Plecos, but I still get a lot of them wrong. The L199 yellow zebra Pleco 2 weeks ago, and love it. Yeah, so the L199 is basically the poor man's zebra Pleco, and it still looks pretty dang good. Still looks pretty dang good. I think I had a group of them at one point, but I don't remember. When you've had so many, you can't remember them all. I have only one kind of Pleco, and they are Greg Sage's longfin green dragons. Mine are out a lot. I have a ton of those longfin green dragons from Greg Sage. Hate Candy Roo? What the heck is Candy Roo? I don't know what that is. I feel like that's not a fish. Brian says, I hate Chinese algae eaters. I could see a lot of hate for those things. Definitely another fish that probably should not be sold ever. I've heard of the Rangers. Are you talking about the Ranger Pleco? Man, nobody talks about Ranger Plecos. I hope that's what you're talking about. I hate clownfish. They are very aggressive to their owners, in my experience. That's funny. Common plecos, I hate that they are commonly kept, but I don't hate them. Yeah, see, that's a very accurate statement. I could list a lot of fish that I hate that are sold in the hobby, like the common pleco. I hate pacu fish. Yeah. Anyways. Dolbeck Aqua Design says, I got 6 stir-by Cories coming on Monday. They're on Monday. They're in QT. Can't wait to add them to my display tank. Yeah, that's just a really good looking Corydoras that also happens to be usually very hardy. But now I've had a couple people in here telling me that theirs are dying, which is not normal for stir-bys. But I just love their orange little pectoral fins, like the front of them. I just think they're really cool. Oh man, we're getting to that part of the stream where I've had too much carbonated drink and I'm starting to burp too much. Ranger Pleco it is. Yes, if you can get Ranger Plecos, definitely get them. They're super fun. They're not like, I mean, they look pretty cool, but they're definitely not a zebra Pleco, but they're still a really fun Pleco. With you there, Minotaur, when I first got in, I had a Stratus. It was fine at first. One day it went super aggressive. Well, I don't know when you're talking to me, so there you go. Gold dust never out. Great looking fish, though. Yeah. Jeff Rose Fish Heaping says, Bob, have I ever kept Pandagara? Any tips? Jeff Rose, I happen to have a video coming out this week. Next week, Sunday, on Pandagaras. And I made it just because I knew you were going to ask me a question. So, have I ever kept them? I have about 20 of them in a 40-gallon breeder right now. And I have nothing but amazing things to say about them. In my opinion, everyone should own Pandagaras. They are so awesome. Just a super active, super fun fish. But, yeah, you get all the basics on Sunday. Very durable, very hardy. Easy to feed, peaceful. They can be like bullies, not that they're bullying the other fish, but they can definitely bully other fish and outcompete them for food. But it's not like they're being mean to the other fish on purpose. They just want to eat. They just want to eat. My stir-bys are in my Tetra tank. I don't see them all the time, but I think they're all there. That's an interesting comment. I think all my stir-bys are there. Y'all have casually mentioned more plecos than I knew existed. Well, you gotta know, like, so the L numbers are, I mean, I think they're in the 500s now. So that would be 500 either described or undescribed species, plus all the ones that are still not even close to being described or haven't even been found yet. Well, there's a lot of them. There's definitely a lot of plecos. And Corydoras have the same numbering system, but for some reason we don't use them. Like the CW is the same thing as like an L, but I don't know. Bleach and ammonia produces mustard gas. I almost killed my sister-in-law. So does Taco Bell. Candy Roo are the little fish that swim up to your up. Nothing goes up. Nothing goes up. All right, so there is officially a fish I hate. So thank you for bringing. I know someone else mentioned it, but I had no idea what it was. So Candy Roo are the little fish that swim up your urethra when you're taking a leak in the Amazon and then lock their spine. Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. I never got Pandagara because my LFS have them all the time. So you never got them because your LFS has them. You should get them. They're super active. Really, really cool fish. It's crazy how many plecos there is out in the wild. Imagine with breeding varied varieties. I don't know why I messed up that word, but you know what? It's been almost 2 hours. I can start messing up words. That behavior is apparently disputed. What movie did I watch recently? The Rundown. I think they were talking about that fish. I picked up 20 gobies. Very fun to watch. Aquaballs. I think all gobies are pretty fun to watch. Gobies and gudgeons. I sadly am going to have to sell my purple spot gudgeons because I won't have space for them. But they're getting pretty dang big. I'd say they're close to 4 inches already, which is pretty cool. Just noticed how epic the background tank was. Congrats to the owner. Yep. I wish I wasn't such an a-hole and I would remember who sent me this, but I don't. Sorry. Sorry to the original creator. And you could pick one up. I knew I could pick one you could hate, Bob. Yes. Joe Williams says, yes, I forgot about that movie. Oh, I love The Rundown. I love The Rundown. A little lightning? A little thunder? Talk about apistos. Well, let's ask a question about apistos. How about an apisto? Man, there's lots of shadows. I guess that'll happen when my lights burn out. Pleco L. Germans are not very imaginative or lazy. Well, so there's the L and LDA, which nobody really uses LDA anymore. But there was a time when there was competing magazines or publications, whatever you want to call them. And that's why there's L numbers and LDA numbers. So one publication was like, they're L numbers. The other one was like, they're LDA numbers. Well, we all see who won that battle. The publication that was naming them LDA numbers went out of business. So now everything's an L number. And there's your history lesson for the day. See, you learn something every day here. They won't swim up your urethra if you aren't sticking your ting-ting in the water. Well, if I'm up in a tree, then they're not getting up my urethra. Mitch says The Rundown is a fun movie. Yeah, I'm actually a pretty big fan of Sean William Scott. I think that's his name. Scott William Sean. So, I don't know. Whatever. I wish he did more movies because I kind of like him as an actor. And it's just a cool success story, right? I mean, the guy was working at Home Depot when he scored the American Pie movie. Jeremy says, Bob, how many apistogramma cockatoides can I put in a 40 breeder? Males only. Males only might be tough. If you have a lot of hardscape, you could put more. So the more line of sight breaks you have, the more you can put in there. But I don't know that I would do more than like a half a dozen-ish in that range. My favorite apisto is the cockatoides. Like you got the orange flash and you got the triple red, double red, whatever you want to call it. Those are my favorite. And I think I really like the Inca 50 or the Benchai, but I've not had good luck with them. So they used to be my favorite, but I don't know if I'm just not getting good stock or, but I just haven't had good luck with them. So they kind of fallen off my radar. You drink any IPAs? I don't drink any alcohol at all. At all. I am alcohol free. Alcohol free. My Panagara jumped out of the tank for a 5-foot drop onto concrete, and it's doing fine after 2 weeks. Yep, they are. They are a tough fish. You saw the surgery or the reaction on River Monsters? I have never seen that show in my life. Someone asked about the cockatoides and what they enjoy eating. So they're very unpicky. Like they'll eat flake, granules, live food, frozen food, anything. Oh, excuse me. Max says my Inca 50 is beautiful. They're a really cool fish. I don't know. Maybe I need to try somewhere completely new. But I've ordered them from 2 different places and had terrible luck both times. I got them to spawn once, but they just always eventually died off for me. I don't know. Only beer for Steen is root beer. That is true. That is true. I drank enough in my 20s for multiple lifetimes. I have no desire to ever drink again. Ting ting? I know. I've never heard it called a ting ting before. That was pretty funny. Does anyone else think neocardinia shrimp are a lot less hardy compared to back into the early 2000s? Well, I wasn't keeping them in the 2000s, but I still find them to be pretty hardy. So, I don't know. Look at my ting ting. Oh, man. IPAs are the worst, followed closely behind by light beers and seltzers. Even when I drank, I never drank beer, so I don't know. Thinking about getting cherry barbs, German blue rams, and dwarf gouramis. I approve of all of that, especially cherry barbs. I love me some good cherry barbs. I made it just in time for the end of the stream, the fishy mailman. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Redfish, bluehead fish has some really sweet apistos. I'd be curious where they came from, though. Just out of curiosity. So I took your advice about getting more Bosemani rainbow fish, and I'm down to 5 now because they keep killing each other. I now have 3 males and 2 females. Any suggestions? Matt, what size tank do you have? First of all, I'm just kind of curious. I have never come across aggressive rainbows ever, so it's always kind of a surprise to me that I hear that. There's got to be something stressing them out. Cherry barbs are delish. Yep. A little butter, a little garlic, a little salt. It's not you try boiling it. Do banded archerfish go out to sea, or are they strictly brackish? I know nothing about archerfish. I know that there's brackish archerfish, and I know that there's freshwater archerfish, and that's about all. His epistles are imported from Europe mostly, I believe, so they'll be coming from Czechoslovakia probably. That's where a lot of the epistles come from. Tolbeck has the beer brewing. I have a few wines going, but never dipped my toes into beer. Oh, Matt. 90 gallons. Wow. So you had 7. You're down to 5. I don't know. So they do spar, but that's usually it. So it looks like they're fighting, but they're not fighting. So they'll always be sparring nonstop, but it's usually never anything more than that. That's really weird, and I'd almost wonder if it's something else that's killing them. Not necessarily killing them, but causing them to die. Imported from Czech Republic. Isn't that what I said? I said Czech something. That's what I meant. Oh, man, I better check that. I just picked up 8 stir-by quarries for my girlfriend's tank, and they're so much fun to watch. I picked up an L129 Pleco, super underrated. Yep, another great little Pleco that's inexpensive. And, man, I just love watching those corridors school around. But, yeah, anyways, 129, definitely a hardy little Pleco for you. Would you have Goldie Pleco soup? I don't think I could eat Pleco. I don't. It doesn't look like a fish that tastes very good. Somebody posted a picture of some place in South America of, not a picture, a video of how they prepare and cook Plecos, and it's just like, it just didn't look very good. It's basically like they just put the Pleco, they chop off its fins, they gut it, and then they put the whole thing in like boiling water, and it's just soup. And it's just like, it just doesn't look very good. I don't know. Does not look very good. Here's a serious question. Do all barbs have a pretty good tolerance for cool water? Some seems like barbs are just tough. I would say that cherry barbs do not have a tolerance for cold water. They're definitely like 75 or above. If you start getting below that, they'll start knocking off one by one. But there's definitely a lot of barbs that do like cooler waters for sure. But I woun't say, I wouldn't say all of them. There's like the high, what is it? It's a high fin something barb. I can't remember, so it's kind of useless, but they don't tolerate cold water. What was that one? I don't remember. Man, total brain fart. But there's definitely a fair number of barbs that can tolerate cooler water for sure. Give a rundown of the tank behind me. Well, it's not my tank, but there's obviously Rasboras you can see schooling around, and Corydoras Adolf Corydoras, a ton of them in there, and otherwise it's just Rasboras and Corydoras and lots of snails. There's lots of moss. There's random, looks like Rotala in there. There's Crypts in there. There's Hygro in there. Lots of Boos in there. There's some Java moss in there. Some what is that? I don't know, the one with the weird name in there. And yeah, there's a quick rundown real quick because we are out of time. It has been 2 hours already. 2 hours already, and we had lots of activity today. So lots of people to thank. I want to thank everyone for coming and hanging out. Everyone who liked and shared and subscribed and lurked. Moderators, huge thanks to the moderators and linking my outdoor channel. A lot of fun on that channel, so check it out if you're at all interested. I would appreciate it. Tampa Tom says I have 19 Bosemonties and a 125. Is that 90-gallon planted or have anything in it? Yeah, so there you go. He's got 20 Bosemonties in a tank with no issues. I've done it multiple times with Bosemonties with no issues. So that makes me think that maybe something else is causing them to die. But yeah, anyways, we only need 4 more likes, so hit the like button on your way out. I know a lot of people are leaving because we are at the end and nobody wants to watch me thank the super chatters, which are, well, first of all, we have Joe Campbell and Free Joe Exotic coming back to being in the dream team, so thank you. Also, Joe Exotic with the $50 super chat before the stream. Then the Fish Tank Barn, Timbo's Tanks, Carol Cox, Joel Curtis, UPS, you're living the dream, joining the dream team. Christian, Free Joe Exotic with another $50 super chat. Malta Hijacker, Kelly Foreman, Collins Critter Cave, Kelly Foreman again, Andrew, Joe, Williams, Hepa Aquatics, Per Johannesson. I hope I pronounced that right. Probably not. For those Aquatic, Jeff Rose Fish Keeping, Matthew Vargas, Elizabeth Welch. Oh, I thought I missed that, but apparently not. I remember reading that one. Matthew Vargas again, Free Joe Exotic again, Jacob Hill, Laura, Curtis St. Martin, and Joe Campbell. Whew. Thank you all. We've passed 350 likes, so I appreciate that as well. Members, don't forget, this Thursday morning, again, unfortunately, will be the members-only live stream. So come if you can. I hope so. Chevy Fish, thanks for the stream, Bob. Thanks, mods, super chatters, lurkers, chat. Welcome new members. Everyone stay healthy and safe. And I'll be back next week, and we'll do it all again. That's it. That's all I got. Yes, end.